In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the Toronto Raptors and a couple of different plays that they run in-game. These plays can also be ran at the high school and even middle school level, so let's get down. Let's check these out. Really quickly, if you're looking for a playbook that is very easy to be ran at that middle school or high school level, make sure to go check out my Horns playbook that is down in the description below, or check out the complete guide to the 5-out offense that's also down there as well. Let's get down. Let's check out the Toronto Raptors. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to have a center down in the low post. We're going to have a player up here. We're going to have a couple of bigs that are in the corners, and we're going to have our point guard on that left wing. What we're going to be having now is the player who is up here. He is going to be setting a pin down screen on the corner, and the player in the post is going to be coming up and setting a screen on the ball handler. After these screens are set, Schroeder in this case is going to use that screen. He's going to pass over to the player who was using the pin down screen. After he makes that pass, this is going to be almost like an isolation situation. However, what the whole main goal in this part of the play is either Pascal Siakam can score right at the rim, or if he collapses the defense in which we just seen, we're going to have open three-point shot opportunities from the point guard at the point. So this is kind of a nice play that you can run if you want a quick hitter with kind of like your star player. Running in transition or transitioning from defense to offense, one of the best things that you can kind of teach a player to do, and this is not even a play, this is just something that you can teach your players to do so that you can get early paint touches, and that is to get behind the defense, keep the defense at the free throw line, and you can send a hard lob pass to that player who is backdooring or posting up that big man or the other team's player. Now, this is a nice handoff to Boucher, but the idea here is to get the ball into the paint early in whichever means possible. The idea here is that by transitioning, getting the ball into the paint, you're going to be collapsing a lot of the defensive players into the paint, in which case you're going to have multiple opportunities for three-point shots out on the perimeter. So if you've got a good three-point shooting team, early on in your offense, get into the paint, collapse the defense, kick it out, and you can then get a couple of three-point shots happening in your game. Now we are essentially starting in the 5-out. The ball is actually starting on the 45 or the wing on the far side. And of course, make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description. But what we are having here is a player who's cutting down from the point and then also having a dribble handoff up top over here. At this time, we're going to be having this screen and roll action happening and these guys clearing out. There's a few different options that you can actually run off of this too, and I'm going to explain that right now. Because here, this is almost into a triangle style offense. They get the kick out pass to Gary Trent for the three-point shot. This is a great opportunity. However, there are a few different ways that you can actually run this play through. So you can have different options here. So after Gary Trent moves down and uses that screen to pop out to the three after the kick out from the DHO, what you can actually do instead is after this dribble handoff, Boucher can roll to the basket, Flynn can come up top, and now let me show you how these players move. We can set a staggered screen right here, and then we would have Gary Trent pop out, and this could be an open three on this side. This is what I mean when I talk to players and coaches and parents who say, how can an NBA team have 100 different plays? This is how, because depending on what happens here, depends on what Gary Trent Jr. does. Does he pop out to the corner or does he pop out to the wing? It's all read and react. And when you're in transition, I always like to teach my players to pass as much as possible until somebody has a wide open lane, and that right there is exactly what happens. You bring the ball up the side instead of the middle. I know even myself with younger teams, I always teach bring the ball up middle every single time. You can get a quick tic-tac-toe, right to left or left to right, whatever, early on. However, if you can bring the ball up the side, there's a couple of different strategies that you can run here, because now this man will be guarding either, in this case, the corner, but would be guarding this man. Once you make the skip pass over to Barnes, in this case, that's going to draw this man up, which now leaves a wide open lane. Normally, if it was just 3 players against 2, Flynn would be going a little bit wider doing the skip pass, and that would allow the wide open lane in the middle for Boucher, once again, to get that dunk. So there's a couple of different strategies that you can run in the fast break, as we see right here. Now, here's a fantastic baseline inbounds play that you can run as well. In this baseline inbounds, we're going to have a back screen for the initial guy on the elbow, roughly. And then after that initial screen, we're going to have a secondary screen for the guy on the other elbow to curl down with. Boucher is going to be clearing out, and now this is going to give the open shot opportunity to this player, or he can pass to the guy who just inbounded him the ball for the three-point shot. He can also kick up here for a three. There's a couple of different options if he was covered, but he was able to make this shot. This is actually a very useful play because now we can set that screen up. Player 3 can be popping down, and this could be one of our options. This could be a layup. If it's not, player 3 clears out, and now player 5 will then set a screen for player 2. Player 2 is going to use that screen. Now, at the younger level, I would probably set that screen farther over instead of having player 5 set it on this side and have player 2 run into it. The idea here with player 2 having a delayed screen way back here is because now player 2 can set up his man to get screened by player 5. This is something that you need to do at a higher level, like the NBA. At the younger level, if you set up a screen further out, they're going to cheat underneath because they don't guard each other very tightly, and it's not going to work. But if player 5 sets that screen right on that man and they don't switch, player 2 is going to be wide open for that shot. Maybe he curls in for the layup, or player 1 pops out to try and guard player 2. This can be a kick out for a layup or a three from player 1. And what I mean by a layup is he can actually pop down here, and this would be a layup. I hope that these Toronto Raptors basketball plays help your team win more games. Make sure to go check out my complete guide to the 5-out offense that is down in the description below, or check out my Horns complete guide, or the Horns basketball playbook that is down there as well. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope that this play video helps your team win more games.